in the morning, Shay 45, Locksmith. That song is called Ghost. If you didn't get the Ali album, get it. Yeah. Nothing but gems on it, man. We got Bishop from Chicago on the line. Bishop, good morning.
Good morning, Sway. Good morning, Fat Joe and the family. Happy to be in everybody.
What's up?
Great show. I'm 47, and it's powerful just to see the love that y'all share with everybody. Locksmith killed it.
Yeah.
Fat Joe, keep on loving. We grew up off you. We've been with you. We still rocking with you. And just say thank you. You know, y'all show positive love.
We got to do that. Come on, Bishop. But damn it, why we acting like Locksmith didn't just do something insane right now on this mic, man? Like, what are we talking about? Locksmith did good. Good. Shit.
No, he didn't do good. Locksmith killed it.
He killed that. Wow. You do good when you turn your homework in. That's doing good.
And I think, too, there's something that people don't realize. Like, we're here. And so we see certain things. There's moments, right? Yeah. Like in hip hop, there's moments, but there's levels to it as well. And we respect you as an artist, but I don't think people understand really what you did. First, you have to write it, okay? And that's in the part.
I've never written nothing down.
But
hold up. Don't do that.
I'm just telling you.
You never wrote.
I've never written anything down. Never in my life. I've never physically written or typed anything down.
Okay, so
those bars we just heard weren't written.
No, it's never been written. None of my albums have never been written.
How do you?
I just do it in my head.
Well, that intricate.
I'm just letting it. I'm just
putting
it out.
You need more people.
Well, okay, all right. So how?
Ask left.
All right.
Okay. Ask anybody I've been in the studio with. They've never seen me come in the studio with a phone or my phone is sitting out.
Do you write in your head?
I wrote it.
In the moment.
I write in the moment. I do it before. It just all depends.
Okay, so whatever the creative process is, you either have to write it or put it together or
think it.
Think it. You have to think it, but then you have to memorize it.
Yep.
Like you have to, and that's a whole second muscle memory. But then to be able to deliver it the way you just delivered that with the showmanship and the punchlines, it was incredible to see. Like I don't know if people really understand that skill set that you have. It's crazy.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, this is something that developed over time. You know.
Okay.
I would say my first couple raps I wrote down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
But I hated the way it looked. I hated my hair. I hated being in the booth like holding a piece of paper. It felt like I was reading it. So what I would do is I would just I just started writing it in my head. I was like, I can remember 8 bars, 6 bars. And then it just started developing over years into complete full songs. You know what I mean?
So now, I would have never guessed that. Yeah. And I've known you from day one.
Yeah, I never
I
never talked about it. I never made it because that was just my process.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That makes it even more amazing.
And even more rare. Do you have those first set of rhymes that you wrote on a piece of paper? They didn't know where to be found?
That was just, who knows? I mean, it was literally terrible rhymes, though. It was just like, yo, T-Bone Steaks and Bruce Willis. It was just ridiculousness.
Yeah, but hey, they would have value today.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I don't know where they are.
I mean, they selling Tupac letters for $2 million. You know what I mean?
A letter.
So you never know. We got Kevin on the line from Virginia. Locksmith is here. What up,
Kev?
Hey, Kev.
That's what it is. I appreciate y'all taking my call. One thing, Sway, you push the culture forward.
Thank you.
And anytime you put a real MC up there on your show that can spit, and I have them jingles and them nursery rhymes, that's what keep the culture being pushed forward.
Okay,
no sing-along bullshit.
Let me tell you how, too, because I'm in a position I can do that. Let me give you a suggestion in the position you're in by pushing the culture forward. If you like the artists that we bring up, like a Locksmith, you got to stream them. You got to get their project. Got to get their merch.
Yeah. I do. I got Amazon Tidal. I got all of that. I'm playing it right now. I'm a truck driver. I got the window.
Okay. Put in. Oh,
snap.
All right. So start streaming this Ali album. We're going to talk about it some more, okay? Appreciate you, Kev. You're a citizen, man.
Sway in the morning.
What do you think, Soren?
I think that was the realest shit I've ever heard, bro.
You dead serious, though, right?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I was in the middle of a hit there. Sorry about that. I put the windows down in downtown Richmond and had like 6 brothers come up to the car and ask me who that was.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Wow. Hey, Soren, your phone taking a hit, too. So, but you're a citizen, brother. All right. Eric is in Florida. What up, E?
Hey, Eric.
Yo, what's going on, Sway, Heather, Tracy, the whole crew?
What up?
What up,
I just want to say, man, I've been following Locksmith. I got all his music. And I was in the car taking my mom's to Sam's, and I had to tell her to be quiet because I put it on record so I can let my kids hear what our MC is.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then it's not just what he was spitting, it's what you heard, the message in his words. It was a message Locksmith was spitting out, and it was going over people's heads. It's his words and what he was saying and the meaning of his rap. I rocks with him heavy.
Thank you, bro.
Heavy. Yeah. And I'm a scream. As soon as I drop bombs off, I'm screaming all your music. That new album coming, I'm screaming that. I'm gonna have my kids sit down, and I'm putting them in front of the radio, and y'all gonna listen to Locksmith. It's a message.
He got great songs on there. Prison, Alarm, Selfish, Bloodline. All of these songs are really good, man. And hey, Eric, we appreciate you. You're a citizen.
Sway in the morning.
We got so many callers, man. What's your social? Give out your social so these people will hit you directly. Hit them up directly.
DA Locksmith on Instagram, DA Locksmith on Twitter, Locksmith on Facebook, or you can just Google Locksmith rapper. It'll all pop up. Yes,
How
sir.
patient are you with yourself, just in terms of your art and the message that you're putting out? Because I read a tweet recently from Chris Rivers.
Shout out to Chris Rivers.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was just saying basically how frustrating it is sometimes. Like, he feels like the people don't want real lyrics anymore, real music. And we've been through so many cycles of this game. Are you patient with yourself when the game is doing its thing?
Yeah, I don't think that way. You know, I think people do want real music. I mean, I understand Chris. Shout out to Chris. That's my homie, man. I love that guy.
Me too.
But, you know, he's a little bit younger in the game, obviously. He's incredibly talented MC. But I've seen different phases. You know what I mean? Been doing it for a while now. So I understand that what is always promoted to the mainstream doesn't mean that there's not a huge market for whatever you're doing, you know? And when people hear it, they be like, yo, that shit is dope. It's just about finding ways to get your message out there, to get your product out there so people can understand it. But the problem you have when you're an artist and you put art first, it can get frustrating. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to learn patience. But I just don't care no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love, like, I love this. Like, I love doing this. Like, if I didn't love doing what I did, then I wouldn't be doing it. So I just love being able to, I mean, I could be 50, 60 years old. If I could still come up here and rap, I'm going to do it. I mean, you know, I mean, this is why we do it. We do it because we love. And there was a time in my life where I didn't even conceive the fact that I can actually make money and make a living off of making music. And the fact that I can do that, it's like I'm playing with house money. You know what I mean? So I can do whatever I want to do, you know?
How does the money, like, you just came off tour with Chris Webby.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Webby and Murs. I did two tours back to back. Yeah.
Now Murs is a quiet hero to me. Murs, people, we talk about Tech Nine, rightfully so, and certain people have done it independently, but Murs got to write a book.
Bro, Murs is one of the most intelligent hip-hop, intelligent people, but I learned so much from him. Being on the road, you know what I'm saying? Being in that van, you know what I mean? Just talking, and I'm just like picking, and he'll share the game with you. You know,
that's what I mean. He got a how-to book. I remember he gifted me a book before. You know, he's a really. So you on a tour with Murs, who's one of the best at it. Yeah. Chris Webby, who's been out about how long now?
Webby's been around Webby's been putting out mixtapes since he was like 16.
16. I think I'm on his new mixtape. I did something for him. I hope
that song is fire.
Did you hear it?
It's coming out next week.
Oh, how did it turn out?
Oh, it's amazing.
It is?
Yeah,
okay. Did I do okay?
It's amazing.
Okay,
that track is epic.
Okay. Word. Okay, cool. So, what is his audience like? What is the crowd like?
So, yeah, I mean,
what have you noticed? Like, what have you picked up on?
Well, Murs, so I went on 2 tours back to back. And what I try to do is, you know, I try to go on my own tour so I can cultivate my audience. And then for the next year, I try to get on with other people or other people that I've worked with and networked with. Shout out to Murs for hitting me up, Webby for hitting me up. And then I said, okay, let me go out on tour with these guys so I can experience their fan base as well. And there is a difference. Like when you see Murs, who is a established hip-hop artist, and he's African American. Yeah. So there is a difference, you know. And I had this conversation with Murs. And we were like, yo, I was like, because I'm asking him, like, yo, how do you, because we would go to, like, for instance, we would go to L.A. or Anaheim, and it's sold out, like 1,300 people with Murs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is incredible. How are you doing this? You know what I mean? After so many years. And then I go to Webby, and then we'll go, he's more based on the East Coast, so we'll go up to Vermont or something, and it's like sold out, 1,200 people. But I noticed that there is a difference when you're talking about black artists and white artists in hip hop. And I was having this conversation with Murs. It's like even when the opening acts, the local opening acts, it's all white rappers. And I was like, it's crazy because 3 or 4 years ago, I remember the opening acts would be black rappers.
Black rappers, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then now it's just like all white rappers, which is dope that hip hop is spreading. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, what is this? And then Murs was explaining to me, and we were sharing stories about how if you're a black artist, it's much more difficult because sometimes I'm just gonna say it like, black folks just seem like they only want to listen to ignorant shit sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the majority, not all. It's like it's only club shit, and I'm just like, how do we? And then when you see the white audience, they're just like super into conscious hip hop or underground hip hop. It's like, when did the underground become non-black?
Wow.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like,
That's what you're seeing out there?
I'm saying, when did underground hip hop become non-black? You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the white audience, but I'm like, yo, where is that? So it makes it difficult for a black artist to connect with his people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the only way you can get them is to go to the club. And there are anomalies, of course, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, you know, everything they're doing over at Dreamville, Toby, you know what I'm saying? Dudes that are making, and there's countless others. But when you in like the underground, I'm talking about the 300 to 500, 600, 700 capacity venues, it's different, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that we don't give up on our people. You know what I'm saying? We like, yo, this is a message, and we think people want to hear it, but it's I see the difference.
You see
know
the
what I'm saying?
difference. Locksmith is here, man. And you hear it in these lyrics on this album. You know, Bloodline is a song. I can't think I'm going to play Bloodline. I was going to go into prison. But I might go into Bloodline because in Bloodline, I'm hearing so much about you that I'm trying to think that I know that your family dealt in drugs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you might have you said this?
Yeah,
though?
that song is, a lot of people don't catch that song because I'm talking about, like, I'm African American. My mother is black. My father is Iranian. You know, my father came here, you know, in the 70s, married my mom. They had me later on. And then I witnessed, like, early on in my life, I was just completely around my black side. You know what I'm saying? I'm raised in Richmond. My uncles, everybody coming through. You know, you have drug abuse. You have violence that was going on in the hood that came. You had the crack epidemic. Some of my aunties and people in my family were dealing with those situations. And then when I got older and I started learning and started meeting my Iranian side, and then I started educating myself on what was going on in the 80s with the Iran-Contra scandal and all these kind of things, and then you understand, like, yo, these two things are connected.
Yeah.
We're talking about drugs that was being sent into and they were being, you know what I mean? That were funding militias, you know what I mean, in South America, and it was also selling guns overseas. So it's all these different things that's going on, and that song is talking about how my personally dealt my family, how it affected my family.
How did it affect your family?
Well, you had people on drugs.
Yeah.
You had people, and then later on you had, this is another thing that I understand, that I start understanding is, like, people, because of popular culture, people from overseas, they don't have a true understanding of African American culture because they only see what's going on TV. And black folks, we only see what's going on TV too. So they think we all terrorists over there, and they think we all crazy drug dealers, you know what I mean? And they don't understand. Here is my father marrying a black woman and raising her 4 black kids, as well as having a, you know what I mean, a mixed son. And I'm just kind of, I mean, it's really deep. I can't really explain it in one song, but I try to, like, touch on it throughout a couple songs on the album and kind of explain it. But it had effect, and I was essentially the bridge between it, trying to explain to my mom, like, yo, this is what my grandma's doing, and explain to my grandma, like, yo, this is how African American culture is. You know what I'm saying?
That's a unique position to be in.
Yeah.
But you're a conduit. You're almost like an educator, in a sense, in your own personal family circle.
Yeah.
I didn't know all of that.
Yeah.
Torey.
Yeah. Haley Mamnu.
Yeah, we're speaking a foreign language, guys.
Stop showing off.
Farsi.
Haley Coop.
Yeah, we're gonna. Give me the lyrical breakdown real quick. Okay, I want to go into just a few lyrics of this one song called "Prison," and then have you break down what it was.
I don't get it.
What exactly don't you get?
Breaking down the lyrics you may not understand.
What the hell did you just say?
It's the Lyrical Breakdown.
I can break it down like whatever you want.
On Sway in the Morning.
All right, now, the Locksmith got a song called Prison. As you know, I'm a part of The Last Mile, which is a program that we go into over 50 prisons across the country and teach folks how to code. So when they come out, they have a viable asset. They can come and assimilate into society and have a skill set. In this song, you say everything is a lie, everything's a prison. Everything aside, you don't see the symptoms. Everything you try only feeds the system. Everything's a lie, everything's a prison. Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Can you break that down? What do you say everything's a lie?
I just feel like, in Western, in the United States, but primarily because that's where I'm from, I just feel like we're fed so many images. Everything you see on TV, everything on social media. I just feel like sometimes it's all to kind of keep you trapped in your own mind. Like, I think one of the main things that I've been dealing with is like social anxiety. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody's like looking what everybody's doing. We're so caught up in all these things. We don't understand that this is having an adverse effect on us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then when you look at what's being pumped on TV and all these advertisements for drugs, and then you look up, you know what I mean? Like all these different things, it's hard to understand what's going on. Everybody's trying to get a grip. It's like we're living in this prison that we kind of created ourselves. Aside from the actual prisons that are out there that are locking people up in a disproportionate rate. But I feel like everything starts with you. You know what I mean? First. Okay.
I feel that same way. I was off of social media from February to about when did I get back on? September or some shit. And it was the most liberating thing I've experienced. And why did I need to feel that? I felt so open and free, and I started watching TV. And the moment I start watching this stuff again, I feel my mind feels suppressed. It affects you. Yeah. You, like you said, you living in a box. You went on to say the same reason why Lil Pump is eating off us. It's the same reason why Donald Trump is in office. How do you make that tie?
I mean, well, let's look at it like this. How did Donald Trump get in office? He got in office by basically kind of trolling.
Okay.
And how did Lil Pump, you know what I'm saying? Like how are these kind of rappers doing kind of, and I'm not even dissing Lil Pump. I'm saying we need to look at society. Like we're the people, we're empowering these people to do these things. Like Donald Trump didn't elect himself. Like he got elected. You know what I mean? Like there was people because they were so tired of all this stuff and he did all these ridiculous things, but it kept him in the headlines. So the more we talk about how ridiculous it is, it's getting him more promotion. And we're just feeding the animal, the beast that's creating these monsters. So I'm just saying, and then I say, what's the line after that?
We fail society as a whole, so how can we blame him when our president is a troll? How can we blame kids when adults are hypocritical? We say, do as we say, not as we do. That's the ritual.
Yeah.
And Kanye said,
slavery was an amalgam. And 2 weeks later, you niggas still bought his album.
Yeah. That's self-explanatory.
It's just, it doesn't matter. It's just long as I get people to talk about me, people will buy into it nowadays. There's no vetting. It's just out there.
Damn, when I read your lyrics, I feel like I'm an ill-ass MC.
You know what?
I'm just saying,
so powerful.
Because both of them motherfuckers are black. Oh, he said, and weeks later you bought his album. I don't trust po-po or crack dealers, because both of them motherfuckers are black killers. Both of them motherfuckers attack niggas. Now they controlling us through our rap lyrics. Written by Locksmith, by the way. I'm just quoting right there.
Wow. Memorized by Locksmith. Put it on
right.
I want to hear the song.
Okay, we're going to hear the song. 888-742-3345. This is Prison.
Everything's a lie.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Prison. That's off the Ali album. Why you call your album Ali?
That's my name.
Oh, you mean your name's not Locksmith? I feel bamboozled right there.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful song, Locksmith. And I'm wondering, because you're so intelligent, your brain is like a hard drive, did it take a while for you to see how to marry all of this lyrical ability with crafting a beautiful song? Because some folks can't do both and will think, okay, as long as this is crammed with as much information and smarts, then it's good. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be received.
I mean, I think it's balance, definitely over the years as I've grown as an artist, because when I first started rapping, I just wanted to be a good rapper. You know what I mean? It's like you just want to make words rhyme. You want to be dope. But then as you mature as a human being, obviously, hopefully you gain some wisdom and you mature. And then that bleeds into your art, obviously. So you want to, I start understanding, wanting to learn how to write songs, because there's a difference between writing raps and becoming a songwriter. Because now you're writing songs, you're writing melodies, you're producing music, you're writing music, and that's very important. So I've tried, especially over the last 3 or 4 years, tried to grow as an actual songwriter.
Yeah.
As a just like bar. You know what I mean?
Drew from Oklahoma is on the line. You're on with Locksmith. What up, Drew?
Hey, Drew.
Hey, what's up?
Go for it. What you want to ask?
Oh, that was dope. I just kind of wanted to know your inspiration for having the lane that you do. Like, what artist brought you to that point?
I couldn't hear.
Having the lane that you do.
Oh,
what artist brought you to that point?
I mean, I'm all right. Let me break it down. So my sister was an MC. Did I ever tell you that?
Come on.
All right, I told you that, right? Yeah. My sister was an MC, so I watched my sister rap, and that was my first exposure, like, really to hip hop. And I wasn't like super into hip hop like that, but I saw her writing raps, and she opened up for like she did shows with like 40, Black Alicious. I think she opened up for like Digital Underground or something like that. Back when Pac was with them. I remember going to those shows as a kid at like the Oakland Convention Center.
The
you know
Oakland
what I mean?
Convention or the Omni in North Oakland.
My sister was a dancer at first, and then she started rapping and singing. So that was but I think one of the most and of course my partner left. We started rapping together, and he was the first person like, man, you should try rapping. But the artist that had the most influence on me is that made me fall in love with like hip hop and lyricism was Nas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I mean, when I heard Illmatic, and I was just like, I heard Rakim, I love Big Daddy Kane, EPMD, but my sister, they were more into like Eazy-E, Ice Cube, and I love that. But then when I heard Nas, I was like, what is this? You know what I mean? So that's what made me like appreciate rap from a poetic standpoint.
Yeah,
you know what
Nas,
I mean?
Man. Me, Rich Nice and I, True, you could join in on this. Rich Nice and I last night was at my house just going through YouTube on every early Nas video that we could find and just analyzing those lyrics. Because if you haven't heard it in a long time, it's like hearing it brand new again.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
That dude right there.
It's timeless.
It's timeless.
It's
timeless. And think of the age he was at them early albums.
Like 18, 17.
Yeah. Drew, thank you. You're a citizen, man.
Sway in the morning.
Hey, D, what up, man? D, you know this guy, D? D is in Richmond right now. You know this guy, D?
What up, man? It's KP, not D.
Oh, KP, my bad. Somebody put D.
What up, Relax?
Rich,
man, California Pay Singer.
What? This Kenny Pay Singer?
What's up, man?
Man, what's going on with you, man?
Kenny Pay Singer. You ain't
this
said how that
This my homie from high school, man.
You ain't said what's up to the room, Lock.
Oh, my bad. What's up, everybody in the room, man?
What's up, KP?
Man.
He went to high school. Was Lock rapping like this in high school?
Nope.
KP?
Man, nah, he wasn't rapping like this in high school, man, but he was a swell dude, and always been real and always been honest. So, I wouldn't expect nothing less from him.
Yeah, shout out to KP, man. We was athletes, man. He was a baseball player. I was a hoop player. So,
okay.
Yeah,
all right. KP, I used to run track, so I get that.
Yeah.
Hey,
KP,
man, I hear that all the time, man. I'm always listening to you guys every morning when I drop my kids. I always hear you run track. Hey, very funny.
Oh,
wow.
Last time he gets through.
All right, KP, somebody hung KP. Where you go, KP?
Damn, KP.
Damn. Somebody hung up KP.
If you'd like to make a call,
all right,
please
cool.
hang up and try again.
Have the B got it. You got to go to Urban View right now.
I got to go to work right now.
Channel
Sway.
126.
Go from work to work?
Yeah, from work to work.
Channel 126 right now, citizens.
Okay.
I'm going in 30 seconds. You're so dope, Locksmith. I just got to say I love you too. You're incredible. Incredible, man. Continue lyrics and blessings.
Yes, indeed, man. One of my favorite people, Locksmith. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, you write the kind of raps I wish you say the kind of raps I wish I could. Because you don't write. I did not know that. Yeah, I don't know how you do. You're very talented and gifted. Congratulations. You don't drink or smoke.
Never.
So that's probably a big reason why. Everybody in the room like, yeah, that's why you can do that.